Now, I actually believe it's very possible we could have talking animals. Someone else who believed that was John Wesley. John Wesley, in a sermon called The General Deliverance, put John Wesley in and then put the words The General Deliverance. That sermon will come up um, in a search engine. And you can read this magnificent sermon that he preached. Now, he's a man who spent the large part of his life on horses. That's how he went from village to village preaching the gospel on horses. He was very attached to horses. I wouldn't at all be surprised to meet John Wesley on the new earth and see him with a bunch of horses that were his friends. In one way, his closest companions his entire life. Now, I know that doesn't say much about John Wesley's attention to his family, but whatever, we've got that reality. The thing is, I think they very well could talk. We have the serpent talk. We don't have Eve saying, not that scripture would be obligated to say it, holy cow. Not, she wouldn't say holy cow, but there's
Holy snake.
Holy snake. Yeah, there is an animal that's talking. Adam, come see this. You can't believe it. I mean, don't you get the impression? And that serpent is also called the shrewdest of the animals, or different translations, the wisest, whatever, the most alert, the most intelligent of all the animals. Well, doesn't that mean that others were shrewd? He's the shrewdest, but others were shrewd, right? And they talk, I would think, if he was talking, or is it just that there was one animal to talk? Even when Balaam's donkey is made to talk, and that's in Numbers 22, so whatever. And it's fascinating because the donkey sees what Balaam does not see, which is the angel of the Lord, which is very possibly, theophany or maybe a Christophany. The pre-incarnate Christ may well have been the angel of the Lord. It's the only passage, I think, where an angel is holding a sword, and he's holding the sword for one reason. He intends to kill Balaam. And he literally says that because 3 times Balaam has beaten this donkey, and then the donkey is given a voice. Now, what's interesting is it doesn't say the donkey was given reason. No, he's just given a voice. You kind of get the feeling that this is pretty much exactly what he's been thinking, right? And now he says, why did you beat me 3 times? I was trying to protect you. I was trying to save you from, or whatever. And then he reasons with them, have I ever acted this way before? And then Balaam says, well, no, I admit you haven't. You've got this conversation going on.
A funny story.
Human and a dog. Now, you can look at it and you can say, okay, that's just stupid. That's just a foolish one-off situation. Well, I guess it's 2 off because the serpent talked. But, you got these examples. But what strikes me is, can animals reason far more than we think right now? And we think they're dumb because they don't talk. At least they don't talk in a language we can understand. I do a lot of diving, snorkeling. I've been underwater a lot. I do underwater photography. And I'm telling you, I have seen intelligence in underwater animals, turtles, octopus. Octopus is one of my favorites. I mean, they are like aliens. And I'm looking at them, and they're looking at me, and I swear they are every bit as interested in me and fascinated by me as I am by them. We don't know how intelligent those animals are. A bunch of studies have been done. There are a lot of, chimps, gorillas that have 300 or 400 words in sign language that they can do. I mean, actual words. They can talk to a human being who knows sign language, and they can say, their grammar isn't always that great, but they can clearly say what's on their mind, right? Yeah. And of course, who are we? Their grammar in our eyes is not right, but they're talking just like a chimp would talk, as opposed to they hear our words. It's kind of like, it's hard to make out, but I get these key words. Anyway, yeah. John Wesley in the Great Deliverance says he believes that the part of the curse was that animals lost much of their ability to reason. Well, when we can look at a dolphin and these other animals, and we can see levels of reason in them, that, and whales, and levels of communication that are stunning right now. Well, they say we use like 10% of our brains or whatever, and it's like, how much have we lost? How much sharper were Adam and Eve than we are? Yeah, they stand. Human race stands on the shoulders of all the giants behind us. So yes, we have more accumulated knowledge than they did, of course. But the point is, we were diminished by the fall physically, weren't we? Intellectually, animals were diminished physically, weren't they? Intellectually. So if they are even just restored, if they are even restored, not given greater intellectual powers, but even restored to what they were, wouldn't that possibly change the whole dynamic? And if God gave them the gift of speech for us, I mean, I could easily see that happen.